And as we continue watching these traffic conditions here for you, we just keep talking about how those roads can be very dangerous, but also deceiving. So you're out, you're driving, you think it looks okay, but we've already seen so many crashes reported just all across the metro. One in particular that is causing a lot of major impact here was overnight on I-40 west of the metro. It was a deadly accident involving 6 cars.
That's right. So we do know the driver of the semi died and a passenger in that same semi was hurt. That roadway is still shut down. I-40 eastbound from Weatherford to Clinton. And then there was another crash within that same stretch there. Multiple crashes, actually. So we had crews on the scene, I think, starting around 3 a.m. watching that all unfold.
Yeah, we know Michael Armstrong was out with Storm Command pretty much all overnight, keeping an eye on those conditions out there. And so if you are traveling along I-40 or if you know anybody who needs to come up from that direction, just remember that is still closed there. That stretch there, what is it? Is it between Clinton and Weatherford
on I-40 eastbound.
Yes, we have major closures there. Okay, so we continue watching those crashes, slick roads this morning, creating an impact for people heading out to work.
So we want to make sure you stay safe. So let's bring in OHP Trooper Eric Foster. Hey, Trooper Foster, can you hear us?
I can.
Oh, look, we see you here, Trooper Foster. Good to see you.
There we go. Perfect.
Okay, staying warm in the cruiser there. Okay, so have you been out and about yet? Tell us what you're experiencing so far.
I have. So really the secondary streets are a little bit more dicey than the highways. Highways are okay because of the high travel that we have, the friction of the tires, things that have helped, and the treatment that ODOT has done so well. The elevated surfaces, these bridges, those are the issue right now that we see until it starts to warm up. So really try not to change lanes, try not to accelerate or decelerate, brake really hard. Coming up to those bridges, we have a lot of those across the metro. You know, you think about I-240, every intersection has a bridge. All of these interchanges, the Dallas interchange, the Amarillo interchange, all of those different interchanges can be dangerous because they're elevated. And so really take your time, leave early. If you have to go to work, they're passable, but leave early and drive slow.
Yeah, I think that's probably the best thing people can do. As we've mentioned, they are passable, but we got to take it slow. We spoke to you earlier this week when we had some other weather events going on, and you mentioned the biggest issues that you see during that weather are single vehicle crashes. However, right now we are seeing a little bit some more reports of some more chain reaction crashes. Is that what's happening right now? Are we seeing multiple vehicles being involved in accidents, or is it still kind of a single vehicle incident?
Well, specifically like the one you're talking about in I-40, single vehicle crash, but other vehicles come up on that. And so it's really those single vehicle crashes, they create chain reaction crashes or secondary crashes because vehicles are coming up on them. And so if you're driving too fast to be able to bring your vehicle to a safe stop, if something happens in front of you, it's really the same message. So slow down. I know that we're working a couple major fatality, or one major fatality in Payne County right now that's weather related as well. So just north of the metro, we're seeing quite a bit of problem. And the reason that we're seeing more problem in those areas is because the traffic level is lighter. And so it's a little bit slicker because the tires aren't there with the friction. And so as it warms up, obviously we're going to see it get better. Just take your time.
Trooper Foster, I thought of you today as we were watching this chain reaction crash on I-240 heading to southbound I-44 because we saw people outside their cars and we were thinking to ourselves, if this happens to you and you're freezing and you're not dressed for it, that would be brutal. So just your reminder here to dress for the weather.
Yeah, I mean, that can be a situation that people don't think about, and obviously, but be prepared for that. And the other thing, too, about what you're talking about, don't be outside of your vehicle on a moving roadway. Please, please, please. We see people all the time really wanting to take pictures for whatever reason, whether that's social media or take pictures for the insurance. Don't do that. That can cost you your life. Get off of a moving roadway and take care of those things much later.
Yeah, some good tips there. Before we let you go, do you have any updates on that deadly accident that we've been reporting here on I-40 west of the metro, the one that was like multiple semis? That area is still closed, right? That Clinton, Weatherford stretch of I-40?
They're passing right now with one lane, and so it's moving. It's creeping very slowly, but it's not completely closed. You know, it was closed for like 6 hours. I think at 11:50 is when the road closed, and then it opened at about 5:05 is when one lane opened, and so it's been closed for quite a while, being diverted. But now it's passable. It's just really really slow, and so that will continue to be cleaned up. You know, when you have we had somewhere between 4 and 5 semis involved in that. So as that continues to get cleaned up, it'll open slowly.
Okay. Trooper Foster, thank you so much for these updates. Stay safe out there. We appreciate everything that you and your team do.